This is the Intercontinental Broadcasting Corporation. Sa bagong Pilipinas.
The JPPFL has played a vital role. As parliamentarians, you help ensure that our democratic values are translated into laws and policies that serve our peoples and the broader region.
Tonight's breaking news. President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. leads a high-level roundtable meeting with Japanese business executives in Tokyo, pushing to deepen trade, investment, and tourism cooperation with Japan.
Also breaking tonight, the Trial Chamber 3 of the International Criminal Court confirms that the trial in the case of former President Rodrigo Duterte will begin on November 30.
The NBI and CIDG launch operations to locate Senator Bato de la Rosa and serve the ICC warrant as authorities move to file an obstruction of justice against Senator Robin Padilla and other accused of aiding Bato's escape.
And in news abroad, NASA unveils its future mission to build a permanent base on the moon. All these and more, here on 13 News.
Good evening, I am William Thio. We are bringing you the day's top stories that shape the country, straightforward, clear, and concise.
I'm Angela C. Under one flag with three mandates to inform, explain, and empower the nation. This is
13 News. First in the news tonight, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. met with Japan's leading business tycoons in Tokyo, holding high-level talks on trade, investment, and tourism opportunities.
The president, together with First Lady Liza Araneta Marcos, also joined a historic meeting with key figures in Japan as the two nations mark the 70th anniversary of diplomatic relations. Let's have the full details now from IBC News correspondent Eugene Fernandez.
On his second day of state visit to Japan, President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. led a high-level roundtable meeting with Japanese business executives in Tokyo. The chief executive sought to position the Philippines as a stable, competitive, and trusted partner for Japanese investors, whether in semiconductors, infrastructure, renewable energy, or tourism. The president also met with members of the Japan-Philippines Parliamentary Friendship League or JPPFL, emphasizing his goal of elevating bilateral ties to a comprehensive strategic partnership, the highest level of diplomatic relations. This comes as the two countries mark the 70th anniversary of diplomatic relations.
The JPPFL has played a vital role. As parliamentarians, you help ensure that our democratic values are translated into laws and policies that serve our peoples and the broader region. Through your engagement and steadfast support, you have kept our partnership strong, relevant, and responsive to changing times.
The president also underscored the growing defense and security cooperation between the Philippines and Japan under agreements such as the Reciprocal Access Agreement and the Acquisition and Cross-Servicing Agreement. He also highlighted Japan's continued assistance in strengthening the Philippines' maritime domain awareness through its official Security Assistance Program. Beyond security, the president praised Japan as one of the Philippines' largest trade and development partners. According to President Marcos Jr., Filipinos in Japan and Japanese enterprises in the Philippines also play an important role in strengthening ties between the two nations. And during times of disasters and crisis, he said the Philippines and Japan have proven that their friendship remains strong when it is needed most. Earlier today, the imperial couple of Japan, Emperor Naruhito and Empress Masako, conferred upon President Marcos Jr. the Grand Cordon of the Supreme Order of the Chrysanthemum, Japan's highest and most prestigious honor. President Marcos Jr. is only the third leader to be received by the Emperor of Japan on a state visit since his ascension to the throne in 2019.
Pag ang isang head of state ay inimbita ng emperor and empress, I think this is the highest regard and undertaking for any head of state.
This is a rare opportunity that is granted to heads of state to come to Japan on a state visit. So I think it also highlights the relationship that has been building between our two countries.
Meanwhile, the First Lady received the Grand Cordon of the Order of the Precious Crown. The Philippines also conferred the Order of Lacandula on Emperor Naruhito and the Order of Gabriela Silang on Empress Masako. Economists are optimistic about the positive impact of President Marcos Jr.'s visit to Japan. According to economist and Professor Astro del Castillo, the state visit is expected to generate more jobs, infrastructure, and investment for the Philippines. He added that projects such as the Japan-funded North-South Commuter Railway Project, which links Pampanga, Bulacan, Metro Manila, and Laguna, will greatly improve the lives of Filipinos. Eugene Fernandez, IBC News.
After his state visit in Japan, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. will then welcome Vietnamese leader To Lam to the country for a state visit next week. To Lam's visit on May 31st comes ahead of the 50th anniversary of the Philippines-Vietnam diplomatic relations. The two leaders are expected to reinforce the bilateral relationship of the two nations with plans to strengthen ties in trade, tourism, defense, and maritime cooperation, among others. This highly anticipated event also marks the first state visit of a General Secretary of the Community Party of Vietnam to the country.
In the first status conference, the International Criminal Court, or ICC, confirms that the trial of former President Rodrigo Duterte will open on November 30. The ICC is also considering the trial to be fully accessible to the public, as list of witnesses is already on the roll. The full report from IBC News correspondent Victor Liantino.
During the first status conference of the International Criminal Court for former President Rodrigo Duterte's Crimes Against Humanity case, the prosecution panel requested that the proceedings be made fully accessible to the Filipino public for transparency. A team of interpreters will be requested to translate various local Filipino dialects into English, ensuring that witnesses who are set to testify can provide their accounts with complete accuracy.
But it means at the start of the trial that some people won't be able to follow as well as they should, and that would be a shame. That would be, I think, part of what we try to do here is make this accessible to the population.
Tonight, the trial chamber 3 has confirmed that the opening of the trial will be on November 30. Before the start of the trial, the chamber will address all pending matters and adopt the procedures necessary to facilitate the fair conduct of the proceedings. ICC senior trial lawyer Julian Nichols has confirmed that the prosecution team is preparing a significant witness list totaling between 60 to 70 individuals. Of these, approximately 31 are identified as insider witnesses who could be pivotal to the trial.
The prosecution intends to call 60 to 70 witnesses, including approximately 31 insider witnesses.
Victor Liantino, IBC News.
The Philippine National Police has revoked the gun licenses of Senator Bato de la Rosa, effectively pulling back his authority to keep firearms. This as the NBI and the CIDG have launched operations to track down the senator and serve the ICC warrant. IBC News correspondent Ezra Abad has more in this report.
Operatives of the Criminal Investigation and Detection Group and the National Bureau of Investigation raided a house inside a subdivision in Barangay Balibago, Angeles City, Pampanga. The house was alleged to be Senator Ronald Bato de la Rosa's hideout. However, the senator was not found at the location. Reports say the property is owned by the uncle of Senator Robin Hood Padilla. The CIDG has yet to issue any official statement on the operation. Earlier, the PNP-CIDG recommended the filing of obstruction of justice charges against Senator Padilla and several others before the Department of Justice, citing alleged violations of Presidential Decree 1829.
We will be arresting them for obstruction of justice. That's why I'm appealing also na pagka dumating doon ng mga law enforcement unit namin, kagaya ng CIDG, do not prevent us because we have the warrant of arrest. Depende po kung ano doon sa bahay ninyo at makakuha namin doon sa loob ng bahay na rin, the obstruction of justice rin po.
Investigators revealed that Senator De La Rosa's transport in the early hours of May 14 was not a simple ride with Senator Padilla, but a planned and coordinated move to evade security while escaping from the Senate building. The probe also found that another vehicle followed the convoy, serving as a security escort and backup vehicle. The CIDG stressed that its mandate is to investigate and enforce the law fairly and without bias. The agency underscored that anyone interfering with arrests or aiding escapes undermines justice and endangers public order.
If there's a warrant and you obstruct somebody or you aid and abet a fugitive from evading justice, you're violating the law. So we will also be filing charges and we will be arresting people.
The PNP-CIDG firmly warned that any act of obstruction of justice will face criminal prosecution. Ezra Abad, IBC News.
Meanwhile, Malacanang has denied allegations that the administration is targeting senators from the majority bloc with looming legal cases linked to the flood control scandals. The palace statement came after the ombudsman announced it will file plunder charges against some of the majority senators. The palace clarified that the issues being raised were already existing even before the formation of the current Senate majority. Malacanang also stressed that the administration would not interfere with the investigation against the senators. Meanwhile, the ombudsman said up to 9 or 10 senators may face possible plunder charges tied to flood control scandal projects. The ombudsman said the probe does not target any specific majority or minority bloc in the Senate. The agency noted the cases are already being finalized before the Sandigan Bayan, with more expected to follow soon.
Tonight, the tropical depression outside the Philippine area of responsibility has now intensified into a tropical storm. Tropical storm Jangmi is moving northwestward at 20 kilometers per hour with sustained winds of 65 kilometers per hour and gusts of 80 kilometers per hour. Once it enters PAR, possibly tomorrow, Thursday, it will be given the domestic name Domeng. Meanwhile, hot weather continues this last week of May, with the highest heat index reaching up to 47 degrees Celsius in Tagupan City, Pangasinan, while around 46 degrees Celsius was recorded in Tuguegarao City, Sangli Point, Cavite City, Alabat, Quezon, and Borongan, Eastern Samar. Tomorrow, expect more hot weather. Around 50 areas in the country will experience danger level heat index, with the highest at 47 degrees Celsius in Sangli Point, Cavite City. When we come back, after the viral walkout, the Senate minority explains why they left the session. Stay tuned. This is 13 News.
Flavors worth craving. Stories made to inspire. Restaurant every Friday at 4 p.m. on IBC 13.
The Senate minority bloc is standing firm on its walkout during yesterday's session, defending their move as a stand against what they call a questionable measure pushed by the majority. Minority senators insist the proposal undermines due process. IBC News correspondent Daniel Manalastas has more.
As members of the minority bloc walked out yesterday amid heated debate on the proposal to amend Senate rules, allowing a sitting senator to attend sessions virtually,
can be discussed in the
Pinabuhay na tayo eh. Pinagpipilitan nila.
Senate conference, ina-cause kung may pandemya. Pandemya ngayon, walang national nating mababuhin.
Some senators from the minority stood firm against what they described as railroaded proposed measure. Senator Erwin Tulfo stressed that virtual attendance should only be permitted under extraordinary circumstances such as pandemic.
Ako po humihingi po ng paumanhin sa mga kababayan ho natin. Nauubos po yung oras namin sa mga walang katurya-turya, walang kalatoy-latoy na pinag-uusapan. Kagaya po nitong section na ito, hindi po ito mahalaga eh.
Senator Mig Zubiri warned that if they will allow majority's amendment, it could set a precedent for senators to simply attend sessions from home instead of working in the plenary. For his part, Senator Ping Lacson said the minority bloc showed how to score a victory by retreating, adding that while the majority may have superior numbers, the rules remain on the minority side. Meanwhile, Senator Raffy Tulfo said it was insulting that some of his colleagues appeared to be rushing the measure to provide alleged special treatment to certain senator. Daniel Manalastas, IBC News.
The House of Representatives has begun investigating the recent regional power disruptions. The National Grid Corporation of the Philippines, or NGCP, defended itself, saying the incident may have been a result of sabotage. IBC News correspondent Earl Tobias has the report.
Consumer groups expressed frustration over rotational brownouts in the recent days, calling the situation a major inconvenience and unfair to the public.
Halos taon-taon since nung 2009 na meron tayong red and yellow alert. Ang mga consumers po natin ay nagsasawa na po sa matagal na drama dito sa ating energy sector.
House Speaker Faustino Bojidi III said the disruption of power supply to nearly 4 million consumers after two major transmission lines trip was unacceptable. House Committee on Energy Chairperson Jose Alvarez also voiced concern over the country's high electricity cost.
Hindi happy in the sense na yan mga presyo natin ng kuryente. Saksakan pa ng mahal. Second to the highest tayo in the world.
In its initial defense, the National Grid Corporation of the Philippines, or NGCP, said the damaged transmission lines appeared unusual and may have been caused deliberately, possibly through sabotage, including the alleged cutting of transmission lines. It has already sought PNP assistance for a full investigation.
Na napakataas ng tore, tapos napakalinis po nung pagkakat. Kumbaga, hindi po siya mukhang natural wear and tear. Paka-speculative po, no? Kaya minabuti namin na makipag-ugnayan na lang sa PNP. Ang hirap po isipin na 12.5 meters high po ang taas ng mga cabling to. So, ang hirap, hindi po namin maintindihan kung paano nangyari yung
Hindi. Kung PNCAT yun, hindi makita ang wala. Kailangan natin ng line audit. Lahat yun papa-audit natin. Ay, roll out sabotage.
Despite this, NGCP maintained it has nothing to hide and will submit all records requested by the House inquiry. Earl Tobias, IBC News.
DILG Secretary John Vic Remulla assured that government agencies are now working hand in hand as search and retrieval operations continue at a collapsed building in Angeles, Pampanga. According to Remulla, the agency, together with the Philippine National Police and the Bureau of Fire and Protection, are cooperating to help with the operations. He further disclosed that the PNP Criminal Investigation and Detection Group are now looking into possible criminal negligence following reports that workers were allowed to stay or sleep inside the construction site. However, no individuals have yet been identified as at fault while investigations continue.
To give a fault-finding report. We are after the facts. Okay, we will bring in the qualified engineers to look into what happened and why the building collapsed. Okay, so wala pang may kasalanan yan until we find the proper people who are qualified to assess.
While still in Japan, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. joined the Muslim community in commemorating Eid al-Adha, or the Feast of Sacrifice. In his message, the president emphasized that the sacred observance reflects the shared values of Filipinos. Meanwhile, Filipino Muslims highlighted the significance of celebrating the Islamic festival.
Oh, this is a very important day for the Muslims. We have to have a celebration of this because if you fail to celebrate as a Muslim on this, you are not considered as a pure Muslim. That is how important this day is.
An indie horror film, Obsession, has become a box office hit.
Nikki Freeman loved me more than anyone in the world.
Obsession is twisted.
Just 2 weeks after its theater release, the film has already earned over $75 million, a significant return compared to its modest production budget of $750,000. Starting today, Filipino cinephiles can watch the movie in cinemas nationwide. Meanwhile, heads up armies, Live Nations Philippines just announced that ticket selling for the 2027 BTS Arirang World Tour will start its pre-sale on June 9, while the general on-sale will start on June 11. The global K-pop sensation will return to the country on March 13 next year.
There's no one stopping the student athletes of the Palarong Pambansa 2026 as the official medal tally continues to update. Meanwhile, the NBA Finals is getting closer as the Oklahoma City Thunders may secure the grand final slot. Josh Yusai reports.
After an intense Game 5 Western Conference match, only one game left for the Oklahoma City Thunder to secure a spot in the NBA Finals. The Thunder clapped back against the San Antonio Spurs with a score of 127-114. Both teams are now preparing for Game 6 on Friday. The winning team will face the New York Knicks in the Grand Finals. Here in the Philippines, while others took turns owning the spotlight in different conferences, Trisha Tubu owned the entire season. The Farm Fresh Foxes player secured the season Most Valuable Player recognition at the Premier Volleyball League or PVL Press Corps Awards. Tubu averaged around 108 statistical points, making her number one among MVP candidates. Meanwhile, student athletes are unstoppable in securing their victories as the Palarong Pambansa 2026 continues. As of 6 p.m., the National Capital Region is taking the huge lead in the overall regular sports ranking with 17 gold medals, 10 silver, and 16 bronze. Two student athletes have a tiebreaker in having the most medals, with young swimmer Riley Alindogan and young gymnast Azzy Diaz both securing 5 gold medals. Josh Yusai, IBC News.
Amid the Ebola virus outbreak in Africa, the Consulate General in Hong Kong has reminded Filipinos to remain vigilant and take precautionary measures. The agency said that while there are no confirmed cases in the region, the consulate advises the public to refrain from traveling to affected regions unless necessary. Meanwhile, Israel reported it has eliminated the new head of Hamas's military wing. This and other developments across the globe from Holy Bakay's report.
The Israel Defense Forces claimed that they had killed the new head of Hamas military wing, Mohammed Odeh. Heavy bombardments struck the northern Gaza Strip on the eve of Eid al-Adha, where Odeh was reportedly targeted. This happened days after Odeh's predecessor was killed in a similar attack. Massive Israeli airstrikes hit Lebanon, killing more than 30 people. The attacks followed Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's declaration that military operations across Beirut would intensify.
בהנחיה שלי ושל שר הביטחון, יחד עם הרמטכ"ל, אנחנו מעמיקים את הפעולה שלנו בלבנון.
He further warned that ground operations could expand beyond the designated security zone in southern Lebanon. The International Rescue Committee has raised alarm over the Ebola outbreak spreading across northern Africa. As of Wednesday, suspected cases have surpassed 900 with 233 deaths. The IRC is urgently calling for international support to bolster frontline responders in affected communities. NASA has unveiled plans for its future moon-based mission. According to NASA, the project to establish a permanent lunar outpost will unfold in 3 phases, with the first mission scheduled to launch later this year.
So for those waiting patiently, the grand return is close at hand, and we will not slow down. We are moving with the confidence and the purpose to accomplish the missions.
Holy Bakay, IBC News.
Here are the results of the 9 p.m. draws from the PCSO. For the Mega Lotto 645, the winning numbers are 23, 8, 9, 36, 43, and 18 with a jackpot prize of 28,760,977 pesos and 68 centavos. For the Grand Lotto 655, the winning combination is 33, 46, 43, 19, 38, and 42 with a jackpot prize of 45 million pesos. For the 4D Lotto, the winning combination in exact order is 4, 8, 6, and 0. For the 3D Lotto, the winning numbers are 0, 0, and 1. And finally, for the 2D Lotto draw, the winning numbers are 19 and 4. There is no winner for the Mega Lotto 645 and Grand Lotto 655. Tomorrow, we proudly honor the symbol that unites us all, the Philippine flag. We observe National Flag Day, where everyone is encouraged to display the nation's flag in public establishments and even in our homes. The commemoration runs until June 12, leading up to the celebration of Independence Day.
In relation to that, organizations will hold a ceremonial event tomorrow. The National Parks Development is inviting Filipinos to join the stop and flag raising ceremony at the Independence Flagpole in Rizal Park, Luneta. Ahead of the celebration, the DOST Philippine Textile Research Institute conducted a flag retirement ceremony in Bicutan, Taguig City. Worn-out national flags were given honor and respect through the ceremonial burning and the burial of urns. It's such a symbolic flag, isn't it, William?
Yes.
I think it's well deserved that there are so many events happening.
Yes, and I don't know about you, but just in my opinion, and we've seen a lot of flags in the world, I think the Philippine flag is one of the nicest flags.
It is, and it has such rich history.
Yes, and those were the latest from the IBC Newsroom this evening.
We'll continue to monitor the stories that matter and bring you updates as they develop. I'm Angela C.
And I'm William Thio. This is 30 News. Good night, everyone.